Hello everyone and welcome to the Enemies Elliot, and thank you for joining me as we go over volume 7 of the A Certain Scientific Accelerator manga series. If you remember, things are getting pretty climactic as we headed towards the end of volume 6. So with this volume we start off, everybody wants to try and stop the evil incarnation of Harumi. The evil spirit within that talisman is now taking control and is trying to create this perfect golem. And the evolution process of this perfect golem is continuing to grow until it tries to get that perfect body. I have to say though, it looks disgusting. Just the design of it is just hideous in every department. Now then, this entity that is in possession of Harumi's body is trying to speed up this evolution process by gaining more materials. This comes in the form of humans. And not just any humans, she uses the members of Da that are just lying around. Now, I really did like this because we know Da to be this group of people who are this branch of anti-skill who are advocated for justice within the Academy City. And we see their drive and their belief throughout this entire arc. And once the creature that is becoming the perfect golem, that is Harumi, absorbs and eats and takes on the material of these humans, she also gains their beliefs and their resolve for justice. As we see this kind of depiction of tormentation happening within Harumi's body, to the point where all of the souls that she's eaten up till now are kind of trying to take control, trying to push her consciousness deeper and deeper into the pits of despair, to the point where she herself starts to want to deliver justice to the city. This I loved because it adds a psychological element to it. It shows you just can't, no matter how evil or how brutal you are, you just can't start eating anything and expect no catastrophes to follow. Now, I will admit, this whole perfect golem situation was pretty underwhelming, and that's kind of mostly to the design aspect of it, I believe. I don't know, the design just looks pretty ugly, and the size was just way too big to actually do anything worthwhile. And then, to top it all off, it doesn't do anything. It has that threat of exploding and destroying most of the city, if not all of it, but at the same time, it just didn't have that wow factor. I will admit though, seeing that flashback halfway through the fight with the kind of head of the house that is actually inside that talisman that is now controlling Harumi, and what she was like in the past, I thought was quite effective. Yes, it wasn't very much, but it does show just how barbaric and how brutal this evil spirit within the talisman that wants to create that perfect golem actually is, and what lengths she's willing to go for it. So yeah, it kind of adds a bit more impact and a bit more weight to what's happening. I just thought the end result was just meh, if I'm honest. Nevertheless though, two characters that did shine forth in this volume were in fact Accelerator and Estelle. And thankfully, Estelle was the one who stopped the evil Harumi, destroying that talisman with the dagger that she created, and this was, in my opinion, the correct decision to do for this current storyline, as it helps tie off her character storyline and gives her a showcasing of her resolve, adding more weight behind what they were already showing us before, and giving us the confirmation that she is in fact someone who has developed and who has grown throughout this arc. I thought her doing that was just a nice cherry on top to kind of end her character for the time being. And yeah, it worked well because we know there was an emotional aspect. She didn't want to take her friend's life, but when she decided that it wasn't her friend and she knew that it wasn't in fact Harumi, it was this evil spirit of that talisman, then of course she gained that resolve. She wanted to take it down, and the fact she did, I think, was a lot of credit to her character. And it boosts her character up a bit more and makes it more viable, adds more layers and more consistency to it. Even having the Misaka clone helping out at the end didn't make any kind of impact or lose any weight behind what Estelle did. The fact that the Misaka helped at the end gave the Misaka clone a bit more purpose and showed a bit more growth from the clone herself, as she basically didn't believe that winning was possible at the start of the volume. And then she kind of went through the volume with the gang and then finally found a way and went on board with it. She believed in the plan, and in turn, that belief, that help she gave, ended up saving the day. Plus, the fact that the Misa clone was here helped build or rebuild that bridge of redemption between the clones and Accelerator, because there were some nice, cute moments between the two of them. So then let's go on to Accelerator. This volume showed off a really nice, sweet side to his character. Not really a line I thought I'd be saying because it's Accelerator, but those little lines and those actions really helped to show off the good/human side within him. And yeah, I really did like that. And I know he might not care about the city and what actually happens to the people inside of it, but he does deeply care for Last Order. So seeing him push himself to the very limit, seeing like his body just go limp and all the battery power for his device go straight to his brain, and finding out how to stop this blast from basically destroying her. Because he finds that although the city might get destroyed, if she gets hurt, he's not going to want that. And I like this. This makes the whole kind of blast scene more impactful and a little bit more wholesome at the same time. This really did remind me of the ending of Index 2, where he's fighting that guy to save Last Order, and he's just attacking with no powers, no body, like just body function is completely gone. He's just completely out of it, and yet he's still trying to save her. That I love. I love the dynamic between Last Order and Accelerator. This is on show here. Again, shows more wholesome, more human, more of a good side, but at the same time it all adds to the impact and the weight behind the scene. Another showcasing of compassion that he shows. Yes, that's right, Accelerator is capable of compassion. And that's when he's talking to the Misa clone, and he states that this battle is a battle between villains. You don't belong here. It's okay if you leave. And you know what? Again, it goes back to my point about Misa being there and helping build that bridge of redemption between the clones and Accelerator. Plus, it's, again, another wholesome moment. Accelerator was out of character for what we know based on the Season 1 of Index and halfway through Season 2 of Index. So, I mean, saying that, I think this arc has done wonders for his character and showing his progression and his growth. More on that in a minute, though. The comedy was fantastic in this volume. Having it placed right after the final fight works brilliantly from a structural standpoint. But the characters that were involved helped make me laugh that much harder, as we have Last Order just being so adorable and so comedic. We have Estiel, like, having that emotional scene with her goodbye to Accelerator, and then kind of having that joke with her leaving, saying, come on, we're going to leave quietly. And it just wasn't quiet. Heck, even the last panel where Accelerator's saying, never a dull moment in this dump, has an ironic funniness to it. So we had a dramatic, climactic ending with the boss fight, and then we ended with some nice emotional kind of comedy to the end. I liked Himikawa coming in and kind of apologizing to Accelerator for cleaning up Anti-Skill's darker side and still wanting to find information. Because, yeah, Accelerator came in and did save her. So, of course, it's in line with her character to want to kind of thank her for that. And yeah, I mean, okay, she did think that Last Order may have been Accelerator's kid, but then kind of quickly waved off that idea. But yeah, all round, I like the characters that were involved towards the end. The comedy was also brilliant. Overall, this was a fantastic volume with pacing that seemed a bit short. I'm not going to lie. However, I do think that was mostly due to the fact that there are a lot of action and double-page spreads throughout this volume. The art style was fantastic. I won't take anything away from that. The art was incredible. And I do have to say that this arc overall really does work wonders in showing off Accelerator's character's skills, personality, growth, and kind of progression that have expanded across the multitude and multiple kind of spin-offs from the Index franchise. Because we started with Index 1 with Accelerator being this kind of evil antagonistic character that only cared about himself. And in this volume, we see that kind of change. We see him opening up a bit more, showing a bit more of a human sort of side to him. Yes, he still wants to become this villain that the city needs, because he believes villains, the city needs a villain to keep it kind of in check. But at the same time, he's more of an anti-hero now, and this works a lot better for his character in some of the actions that he's shown and done. I said earlier that he felt a little bit out of character, but then again, not really, because his character is growing and progressing. So at the same time, we need to see a character go out of their comfort zone, like we have with Accelerator in this arc, and I think this is a nice way to kind of introduce him to magic, to being this anti-hero, and just kind of growing and showcasing what he can do. So yeah, overall I thought this arc was a great opener for his kind of story, own spin-off series, so to speak. Plus, that setup for the new arc looks interesting to say the least, as this series might be turning into a romance series, ? Seeing that the girl fell from the sky in a suitcase, and she is wearing a dress, which looks kind of like a wedding dress, with a lock over her chest. Really gives off that romantic type of vibe, doesn't it? Is Accelerator going to find the key to that lock and unlock her heart and win her over? Probably not. Come on, this is Accelerator. If it was like, I don't know, maybe if it was Railgun, but not Accelerator. But yeah, anyway, I want to know what your thoughts are on this volume in particular. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this arc in general. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and found it interesting. If you did, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more weekly index-related content in the future. Other than that though, have a great day. Alligator, matane. Goodbye.